Hello and welcome to episode 2, part 2 of our Hunted journey. We find ourselves in the Barrens Durotar in Razor Hill. We have one quest to pick up. We have some extra arrows to purchase. And then we're going to go purchase a bow. So, fill up with some heavier grade arrows. And then got some crocolisks to deal with. Now, the goal with leatherworking to try and hit 40. And ideally, we're going to do that with as much ruined leather scraps as possible. You want to go north here. Or did they die? Oh, died in Shimmering Flats. this point. I haven't done skill training in a little while. Yeah, there's some things there that I would like. Oh, Thunder Lizard is not lootable. Ignoring that one. So hopefully there should be crocodiles in this river somewhere. If they haven't all been completely obliterated already. Oh, I'm going to say I will skin that. So only 2 of them are skinnable. Three of them are skinnable. Maybe before. Um, this is very much a problem for another layer. Oh wow, okay. Oh, it's not a total loss. respawning. We speak. We'll go back down this side then. We are almost 14. So we'll leave the Venom Tail as that's the quest mob for other people. So we're going to hit 14 and we're going to purchase our bow. There we go. Now we can afford the bow. We can go and buy it. Sold in the crossroads. So we'll see when we do all of this leather crafting how much money we'll actually make. What advancements it will just us. No. So close and yet so far. So um no. I'm just going to pick up uh various requests. Which I'm not sure if I won that one just yet. I'm sorry, but I want the exact strat on how to farm this many tickets from Darkmoon Fair. Google. Just Google. Like it's already been answered. The various options have already been written down, etc., etc. There isn't a question, just Google. Well, we need the oh, actually, we need the Samouflange quest line from Ratchet. I need to come up here and purchase a bow. One fine longbow. 7.4 per second. 14 to 26. Nicely hard hitting. Nice damage over time. Amazing upgrade. Okay. So we need to go do these things. If we see different quest things on the way, we will do that as well. Oh wow, okay. The lines of leather. Right. This skin, some of them, but not others. No, I don't. Yeah. This questing, pathing, buying route not been massively efficient. There's been more running than I would want. Um, but it did feel somewhat necessary to go where we did. Um, also, did not. I think after we get leather working done and all of these boots crafted, then we'll look to do swap to engineering, I guess. There he goes. We'll send the pet on there. We'll attack the imp directly. Kill the imp. Kill Fizzle. Oh dear. 21, just 10. There's the Lieutenant's insignia. I killed the mob half as a joke to say, hey, look, you know, we're going to get the Lieutenant's insignia drop as well. And we got the Lieutenant's insignia drop as well. Okay. So we're going to hand in this rescue quest. 30 copper. Oh, nice. Nice. Mage 45 and 2 dungeons. Cool. Did you enjoy Zul'Farrak and particularly Alderman? I really quite like Alderman, despite the danger. Like, there, it's a weird one. Like, there is no danger if you do it properly, but people don't. Yeah, you have to be super careful um, going into that pool area. So you need to trust that your tank is doing things properly and is most importantly keeping an eye out for the various patrols that go through. It is easy to overpull, I would agree. But I'm glad you pulled through it. Yes, but I mean that's kind of the way that the dungeon is designed. I mean the actual idea of how you do Alderman is that you do a run around like level 41-ish, maybe 42, and that lets you do, you know, pull it up. Um, so, hang on, it's lost all of my settings. Thing. Hang on. What's the absolute shift? Right, shift left click, not shift right click. Yeah, why did it remove that? Anyway, I can see the boss levels now. Yeah, so the idea of going there at like 42 is that you can kind of safely do like those bosses, and as long as your group's kind of decent, you can also do the Ancient Stonekeeper, Galgun Firehammer, and potentially Grimlock as well. Like Grimlock's the only sketchy one. Like the Trogs do hit surprisingly hard sometimes. Anyway, the idea is you do a partial run, a partial clear, and then once you've gone back in, got the quest sorted out, then you go in and finish it again. Yeah, that's why there are kind of two entrances. You can go in the secondary entrance. I mean, most people just go in the primary entrance and re-clear it from the beginning. Like either is fine. But yeah, you can go in the back door if you want to make it a shorter run. But if you're doing the quests, then when you return after getting the thing translated, you do need to go to the Paladin's body anyway to start the next part. So you still have to use the main entrance for that. But what sort of ends up happening is that people tend to just wait until they're an appropriate level to do the final boss, and then do the dungeon like that. If you don't already have Atlas loots, so if you don't already have Atlas loot with the map add-on, You know, I can highly recommend being able to see everything, especially for places like Gnomeregan. Like being able to see where everything links up, it is really kind of handy. But you do also learn dungeons just by running them more than once. I Dead Mines is linear. Stockades is, well, pretty linear. There's very there aren't any turnings particularly. Even Wailing Caverns is essentially linear. It's it's Atlas loot, and it has an additional plugin that you can use. Hang on, called Atlas Classic WoW, which adds in the classic WoW instance maps. So you've got them for reference in game. And then you can just click on Atlas Loot and select your dungeon, and it will show you the entirety of the map with relevant labels. It will show you all of the bosses. You can, in the options, you can choose so that it shows you their level. As far as I know, the only error as for boss level is Erugel. It's 26, not 25. But all of the other information, as far as I'm aware, is still correct. Yeah, you just need that extra little plugin, and it'll show you all of the stuff. I had a look back at how long it took me to hit max level on the Warlock, which was 9 days, 14 hours, and the Warrior took 9 days, 11 hours. But I spent quite a bit of time early on the Warlock doing profession switching and grinding extra materials, so I think it would be faster if I'd if I'd not spent the time running around trying to find iron ore, for example. Um, my time over the weekend has been a bit bitty, so I haven't really been able to dedicate anything to actually doing dungeon runs with the warrior yet. Um, nice, nice. Only 9 gold to go to your mount. That's good. Having a mount does feel really, really nice. The hunter's feeling really smooth so far. Just more interactive. I think I can say than the warrior felt. I was super surprised it at the warrior's time. I thought it was going to be much longer than the 9 days. Especially towards the end, it just it for some reason to me it feels slow. So anyway, we're gonna go and kill Gazoos now. Yeah, he's stronger than you might think. And well, I mean his warlock, his warlock, his voidwalker is stronger than you might think. And the casts he does, of course, hit mega hard. Did you have the greater magic wand on the priest though? I mean that would probably be why. Or at least be a pretty large contributing factor. Like the greater magic wand is just it's so much damage, and if you're doing the damage with the wand, you're not needing to use mana on spells. So you can devote all of your mana to shielding and healing, and just wand him. Because if you don't have the wand, you're devoting like much more of your resources into damaging him, and then of course however much you put into doing damage you don't actually have to heal yourself. Oh, looks like we get potentially to fight Fellweaver Scorn as well. You didn't heal yourself, but you panicked and tried to run but got stuck on a rock. Yeah, that would also cause you some significant issues. Yeah, I mean, when a fight against Gazuz goes badly, it tends to go badly pretty quickly. And like even level 14 and 15, he's tough. Like he's certainly a force to be reckoned with. You can't just go, oh yeah, let's engage and fight him. There's a lot more to him than that. We've got the elite with him as well. Hopefully I can pull the elite separately. No, he's not. He's not. The elite? Or is he just... Yeah, well, I mean, he's got elite health, I guess. But he's not actually all that tough, fortunately. Yeah, hopefully he comes separately. We get both. We want the Voidwalker. Respawn. Done. Anyway. Goes the pet. kill the Void Walker. And the pet lives. Yes. Yes. Yes, Hunter is very OP. I mean, to be fair, I did save up and buy this bow before coming here. Like, it's definitely a worthwhile purchase. But I didn't even need to close in a melee with the Cauldron Stirrer, you know? Oh, let's move up. I think a lot of classes are overpowered in their own way. Like Mage, obviously, for its AoE grind, it is kind of insane. But from a point of view of boss destroying, Hunter's pretty up there. Especially low level. Like your 1 to 10, you're doing a lot of running and mob kiting. And obviously some of that can feel like pretty not horrible, not like super bad, but it can be just a little annoying, you know. But once you've got 10, once you've got a pet, it's almost like God mode engaged. They are fun. I can certainly attest to the fact that they're fun. And Classic has the extra interesting of, if you want to teach your pet to be better, you actually have to go and tame other pets to learn the abilities to teach your main pet. So there is some incentive to play with other pets other than just one, which is nice. think that is going to be the last ruined leather we do. Going to, nope, hand in the quest over here first, like a sensible person. And to describe the difference between warrior and hunter, like when I started the warrior, it very much felt that I was waiting for my health to top off constantly before engaging other things. It felt like I was have to be extra careful to pull things out so that I was only fighting one thing at a time. Whereas the hunter just sort of feels like can do anything. You can just fight stuff and not really have to pause. Like unless you run into something that like utterly destroys you, you feels like you don't even really have to be all that bothered or concerned or even really watch your stats that much. Like you're just watching the pet's health. Kind of. Kind of. Actually, I do have a solution. Swap quiver. Um, but it's just like knowing that you can just pull the next mob and pull the next mob and pull the next mob. You know, it doesn't feel like there's anything placing a large barrier in your way. I mean, obviously, I'm fighting level 9 things here, so it's not 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 as relevant, you know. But even like as the warrior, I would be fighting green level mobs and thinking, yeah, I can fight this. It's just about all right. As the hunter, I'm fighting equal level mobs or even 1 or 2 levels higher and thinking, yeah, it's fine. Like that's the difference, I think. That's the important difference anyway. Yeah, you do get more XP from fighting higher level mobs. So I think you progress faster in less time, I guess. I don't know. It's like a low level warrior. You're if you pull a second mob, you it feels like you run because you know you're going to lose, right? Um, like low level hunter, like once you've got your pet at least, you pull a second mob, you feel like it doesn't matter because your pet's just going to tank it and you're going to kill it anyway. That's the only way I can sort of sum up the difference um, quite so immediately, you know? Like playing the classes one after the other, I think only serves to highlight the craziness, the disparity involved. Right, so this is a ton of leather. Oh, this can be sold. Big item. Go in the bank. That's going there. Item. West. West item. West item. Might hide. I think it's time now to sell that, to go and actually do some crafting. Also to hand this quest in. Means and we're doing Hidden Lilies first because it'll take us down to Nero Fireblade anyway. Got 2 other quests there. We also want to make sure that we go and train our hunter skills. That will make us even stronger. So thinking about it, it would make actually far more sense to do the leatherworking first and then do the skill training once we actually have silver from the leather obtained. So we need hand-stitched leather cloak and probably want to make some light armor kits. So at least 4, because that would be immediate set to use. Do another 4 set to upgrade. So on the hand stitched leather cloak from leather working supplies, coarse thread, up to 5. Okay. One stitch locally. That takes us to 55 skill. Don't need belt. Don't need belt. Embossed leather gloves are thing. 62 and 2 stamina, 58 and 2 agility. So the 2 agility is probably better. So we're going to craft that. 8 slot. Sure. Why not? Embossed leather gloves is the skill up thing, standardly. But all we're really interested in is the money gained from these boots. So 5 pairs of boots is 40 leather. So 5, 10, 50, 20, 25. 27. The light hides I can simply render probably, but so 5, 8, 25. So, like if we'd wanted to level leatherworking normally, the amount of materials that we're burning here, we could have incredibly increased the leatherworking skill instead of making boots. However, we're not looking for massively increasing leatherworking skill. All we're really looking for here is money and a return on what we've skinned. So if you look at like how much that costs 50, you've got 80, 120, 170. You're gaining a silver on top after everything is spent. So it's a huge amount of monetary gain. Let's check that there isn't anything that we actually want crafted. We need an extra 10 skill. An extra 5 just making boots. And medium leather's far too far away. Okay, as I said before, if we had spent our time engaged purely in leveling leatherworking, we'd have done loads more. We'd have been on a much higher skill, but we wouldn't have had the returning coin. So we're not going to bother to raise leatherworking, we're just going to abandon it. And we're going to go and pick up mining instead. We need to have 6 leather over for the goggles. Yeah. Yeah. So we need 6 leather over for the goggles. Now we only need to abandon one profession here immediately. So that could be the leatherworking. and we'll go and pick up mining. And we'll use the mining, so we'll keep the skinning now to actually get a little bit of leather work to invest with the mining into engineering. Okay, so things we need to do. Need to get more arrows. We need to learn mining. We need to train. Mining pick. Oh, cool. We capped out our friendship with the cat. So because they're our best friend, they now get the maximum number of training points per level. We want men pet. Yes, wing clip. I mean, I want distract. I'm not sure we really need that. Do we want distracting shot that much? I guess so. let's just buy it. So it starts with mend pet. 1, 5 piece, clip. Marking shot 2. Custom shot on the bars. Extracting shot 72. Aspect and pet. Pet. So it's heavy. I we want find minerals and melting. There. Next things. If we train those beasts. And nice and tankier. To feed it. I'm sure we'll find some better hands than that soon. And then we need to go back to Thrall. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to go to Bloodhook Village. Anywhere right now, I'd like to go to Razor Hill. But that's not happening. So we need to walk down to there to pick up the next quest. We're not going to go there directly. I'm going to take a slightly longer route because I think we're going to need the next step kind of is going to be to do Ragefire Chasm, which I'm expecting there's not really much of a group for. So random 60 and a 58. What? Looking for guild. Is this guy cute for Ragefire Chasm? But no, hang on. What? They're not. Yeah, I don't know why it was selecting that. Yeah, this is just as I expected. We've got 2 people at bare minimum level looking for a quest dungeon. There's no tank available. There's no healer available. It's just not going to happen. So what we'll do for now, 1 o'clock, we'll call the stream. We'll log off in Razor Hill, and then tomorrow run out. Got that. Go and do the quest at the top of the mountain, and continue with the barons. And after a little while there, I think that's going to be a good point to actually stop and say Yeah, let's Rage Fire Chasm going. So we've made a sizable chunk of progress. We hit 14. Some of it has been doing crafts. We got a big bow. We got Guzzers and Skull Rock done. Everything's feeling good. And tomorrow we can start the Barons in earnest and get that Rage Fire Chasm done, and hopefully, potentially a Wailing Cavern as well. There's enough time. So for now, I shall say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you